Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Final Fantasy Randomizer Winter Dab Tournament. I'm Kurant, and I am joined here in the booth by my co-com, Hangry Canuck. How are you doing, Canuck?
Doing great. Ready to watch another bingo race, watch people dab colors and stuff, and go from there.
Absolutely. When you see Winter Dab on your title screen, you might be thinking, well, wait a minute, why are they dancing around? Dab, in this case, actually stands for Double Anti-Bingo. And the concept of this, if anybody's not familiar with it, is our runners are, of course, going to be running Final Fantasy, but they are going to be doing so on bingo cards. So what they're supposed to do is they are supposed to complete one line that they choose and one line that their opponent chooses. And you can see the bingo chips on the scale there. The bingo chips indicate the line that their opponent has chosen for them to fill out. So they have to complete both those lines, and only after they complete both of those lines can they go fight Chaos. So it adds a nice little twist to the whole rigmarole of Final Fantasy, and it's been pretty fun so far.
Okay, I am dropping the gate now, letting our runners go.
Alrighty, so we have Chanigan against Deadpulse. The winner of this Winter Dab is going to face off against Zero Cool in the winner's bracket, so should be interesting to see how this goes. Notice both parties have chosen to have two black mages, a white mage, and a black belt, so we have uniform parties on both sides. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. And it looks like we are underway, so we are heading into Conaria, and we get Life 2 and Level 1 White Magic. And it looks like we have Lock 2 and Level 1 Black, but not anything particularly great to write home about. Harm 4 can be useful in some cases.
Yeah, no sweepers at level 1. This is gonna make the start a little bit slow.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's understandable, but I'm sure these guys will be able to figure out how to compensate pretty well. Looks like we got ourselves semi-decent weaponry. Wood plus 4 is a good, cheap pickup for anybody that can use it.
And looking at the screen, as you can see, there's bingo chips on the card. The purple line, row 5, is what Chanigan has to complete, and the green one, column 2, is what Deadpulse has to complete. These are lines they are required to complete. They were picked by their opponents. They got to complete this line, but they can pick any other line on the card. They
Correct.
don't have this. They're not stuck to a specific one. So, but they do have to make 2 lines before they can take on Chaos.
Right. And Chad asking, are the shops the same for each runner? Yes, they are both running the same seed. They are simply having to fill out the different lines of their bingo cards. So they are going to have a little bit of a different challenge as far as that goes, but they are doing the same seed. And chat pointing out that imps have toxic, so that's no fun for anybody.
Yeah, it looks like Deadpulse is heading towards level 2 first, as is Chanigan. I like this play because when you don't have a sweeper spell for Garland, he can be rough if he rolls a spell or a skill, so I like this idea of going this way first.
Yeah, it's understandable, especially since we didn't see anything particularly compelling in level 1. You can, if you purchase tents, you can use that to some degree to do some encounter manip to be able to get to Provoca, as Deadpulse has. So we are likely going to see, well, those level 2 magics and some pirates very, very soon.
Well, Deadpulse going to the pirates before, because he has to melee them. So what he's going to have to do here is punch these pirates down. But I do believe he is using staff, so he can't do this. He's gonna have to reset. I don't know if someone should mention this in chat, but since they're having his mages use staffs, he's not meleeing these pirates.
Well, that might be something of a technical qualification, I suppose. Meanwhile, Chanigan had gone up to Matoya's cave and found opal gauntlets worth selling, at least. But it still wasn't quite the lucrative items that maybe he was looking for, but still pretty good sale territory.
Oh well, that's not meleeing. Then meleeing is when you use your fists.
In other words, pretty much only the black belt.
Well, I guess I've been doing that square wrong the whole time.
Well, unfortunately, it looks like Deadpulse is having to go back and try the pirates again.
Wonder what happened.
I think it might have reset out of it, is my thought. I'm not entirely sure, honestly. I was looking a bit more on Chanigan's screen at the time.
Unless he thought he had saved and he did a reset and found out he didn't save.
Perhaps. Meanwhile, it looks like Chanigan has made it up to Provoca, and we'll get to see, well, a revival on his end as well. And it looks like we're going to get a peek at that level 2 magic. Invis 2 at level 2 is pretty nice. Having something to cure with is also good.
Ooh, there's the Massa +3. Big stick. Big knock, baby.
Oh boy. Yeah, that'll certainly help out in a lot of ways. And yeah, fast at level 2.
That's going to make the black belt grind oh so much better.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Because until the black belt hits about 27, 28, I mean, a +3 Massa will probably be even, if not better. But we have fast at level 2, so you got a Massa, you got fast. There's Confuse, but I do believe Confuse Carry is not on the card tonight. It is not. The main spells we are looking for are Brack, Quake, and maybe Bane, but we'll see. Yep, Demon, we can say goodbye, because I would be equipping that Massa faster than... Like, I cried the other night when I had to throw it out the sky window. I literally cried.
Oh, no. Oh, that had to have hurt.
Oh, the imps with the toxic.
Yeah, they definitely do not make for a fun encounter, and fortunately Deadpulse is able to get away from them, but not by much.
Well, life 2 at level 1, so that's not going to be too much of a harm anyway. But Chanigan using that stop spell to good use on the pirates. So, it's helping to take them down.
Oh yeah, definitely. I noticed that I believe Chanigan was also using Sleep as well to try to get the pirates subdued. So, good double use of those status moves to try to make meleeing the pirates a little bit easier, and it looks like it will be very doable.
Looks like Chanigan's decided to 3-man this now, I think, unless Soup just died to the pirates flukily.
Well, we can certainly see that. If Chanigan decides to go back and revive that Black Mage, then we have our answer. But if not, then maybe. Meanwhile, Deadpulse goes into Topher and makes Garland look absolutely silly with that Massa +3.
Alright, the king is going to give us the crystal, and the princess has the ship, so ship and crystal, there's a quick check right there. I like to chase my fetch quests fairly quickly in these seeds.
Yeah, that's understandable, and especially since you're right there, pretty much. Just gallivant up to Matoya's cave, grab the items, grab the key item, and pretty much Bob's your uncle at that point.
So both of our runners have defeated the pirates, but they haven't clicked the square yet.
Alright, and chat was mentioning earlier about Deadpulse needing to update the card. I believe it is worth mentioning that mentioned Deadpulse needing to update the card. I believe the runners are updating their own cards. Is that correct?
Yes, the runners do have control, and they will be clicking the seeds as they get it.
Right.
So, looks like Chanigan picked up a poison spell somewhere along the way. Oh, no. Toxic is not poison.
Although it certainly sounds like it would be poison. You would think from the name, at least. Looks like Chanigan is now headed to take down Garland and probably, finds it just as easy. 1 hit, 1 kill, the end.
Yeah, this is the first go for this tournament, so there is going to be some squares and stuff that people aren't going to understand, but so far it's been a fun tourney. I've enjoyed participating in it for sure.
Yeah, and I've enjoyed watching, well, I haven't had the chance to watch much of it, admittedly, but I have enjoyed what I have watched, so it's been a lot of fun.
So Matoya had the lute, so she was playing her favorite instrument, blind. Ooh, temper level 3. So with fast level 2, for level 3, black belt at level 42. It's gonna be a pretty beastly punching mode.
Oh, absolutely.
Ooh,
And Quake was also at level 3, so you get that spell that both of the runners need to be able to complete their respective requirements.
yeah, that's right, because they have to quake the lich. Or cake the quake, or whatever it's called. I can't remember now.
Cake, Quake. I know it's more fun to say cake, but it's, it's the joy of having translations and having abilities in the game where you can only put 4 letters in for a word.
Gustavac? If you have any questions, buddy, let it fly. We'll answer them.
To the best of our ability, certainly.
Well, now, you're not supposed to lie to the audience. We know all, remember? Oh, wait, am my mic on? Oops.
Oh, well, meanwhile, while Canuck is busy getting a big head, looks like Deadpulse is heading over to Crescent Lake to see about finding the item there. And could very well be, say, the canoe, for instance. If it is, then that'll obviously open up a lot of exploration.
Yeah, because they got a free canal, so they can easily get out of the inner sea. So if something like this is the canoe or the floater, I mean, it's going to open up the sea wide open.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I'm not sure if Deadpulse bought Quake. I didn't watch, but... Oh, vendor item. Crown for sale for 28k. Now, this is kind of a weird one now. 28k. Would you grind for it? Or would you maybe hope to check a chest or two and find something you could sell?
Well, I was going to say, the Crescent Lake area isn't the... I mean, it can be a decent area to grind that sort of money, but it's not great. And you would be spending a good bit of time there trying to get that much money, so I don't know if I'd do that immediately. I would maybe save scum and... Well, not save scum, but I would save at Crescent Lake, maybe go back and turn in the adamant that Deadpulse just picked up at Crescent Lake, see if it is the canoe or anything that adds any sort of mobility. And if that does help, then, that would obviously open up more opportunities for a grind.
Yeah, but you gotta weigh the amount of time it's gonna take you to go back and forth, because you're gonna have to make the second trip here now. If this item turns out to be, say, your Oxy Ale, well, that's not gonna be good for you.
Well, that's why you save at Crescent Lake, and if it doesn't work out, you have the knowledge, you just reset back out, and you're back at Crescent Lake to grind.
But I think it's going to have to turn into canoe, because the canoe is going to be progression, and they've pretty much checked all they can at this point. So unless this adamant turns out to be the ruby, I have a feeling it might be the canoe. Rock solid, Deadpulse to Crescent Lake item. I don't remember what it was, to be quite honest.
The Crescent Lake item was the adamant.
The adamant, yeah, but he didn't buy the crown.
Right. Yeah, he didn't buy the vendor item, but he did get the adamant.
And Chanigan's on his way to get his adamant, but he's not going to have the money for the crown as well, unless... Now, hear me out here. You could sell the massa.
I was figuring you were going to say that.
Because with a black belt, you don't really need it. It helps, but you can get away grinding without it. Now, I think for the crown with no canoe, I think it would actually be worth it.
Well, let's see what this adamant turns into. It's the floater.
It don't matter. Well, there you go. So, and we do have a dock down by the floater, so they do not need the canoe to get the airship. So Deadpulse is going to be in the air probably around the 13-minute mark, depending on encounters. And I believe Chanigan's not going to be far behind them.
Yeah, I wouldn't at all be surprised if Chanigan's in the air probably, given the distance, I would say 2-3 minutes later.
Yeah, because, with an airship, you can fly around everywhere, you can check chests. But both these runners do need the loot and the key. Those are key items you do need, because you need those to complete Topher.
Right.
And then they need whatever other items are going to be able to complete their squares. So, Deadpulse is going to need the Oxy Ale so we can go beat Kraken, and maybe the Rod, maybe. if he wants to defeat the Lich with Quake, because he can do Lich 2 if he wants to.
Right. Yeah, the square does not specify which Lich you have to kill.
And Chanigan's pretty much in the same boat. Needs to loot the key. He's looking for the Chime and the Cube, though, because he does have to defeat Tiamat 1. And like I said, if he wants to find a rod, if he wants to dig for that rod to get Lich with 1 with Quake, you can always Quake Lich 2, but it's just a little bit tougher. Looks like Chanigan took a wipe.
And it looks like Deadpulse is just one giant away from getting that airship. So you said about 13 minutes. You may be right on the nose to the second.
Oh, I'm the man.
Yeah, you're about 2 seconds off. I mean, that's awfully good.
Well, here's a 34-pound head now. It's gaining weight.
I thought that was, well, yeah. I mean, we were talking about that with Demon Frog to begin with. So
Sarda's giving up the green. So that's going to be another quick check back to Elfland, because these runners are now looking for the key. I mean, with the airship, you're basically looking for your go mode items to defeat your squares. Then you're looking for your grind, and then you go. So it's going to be a bit of a test to see how this routing works here.
Yeah. That's, I think, the biggest sort of mentality shift for me as far as watching these sorts of seeds is, yeah, you don't have to go around and kill everything and defeat everybody in order to be able to finish up. You just got to beat chaos after you fill in those squares, so.
Yep, you just got to make 2-line bingo and then you go kill the big guy. Deadpulse got more money, so he's going to pick up Fade for his White Mage.
Yeah, definitely a good move. I mean, considering the only sweepers, at least any good sweepers I think we've seen, were the 2 at level 3 Black Mage, and then, of course, Fade at level 3 White Mage. There's your Brack.
Level 4.
Yeah, that's pretty affordable and in a reasonable spot, magic-wise.
Well, now Deadpulse has the 2 magic spells he needs now. He has Quake and he has Brack. So, if he can just find his Oxyale, because I'm pretty sure he's going to go to Diagonal. TLBR. Because, I mean, if you defeat Lich with Quake and defeat Lich 1, I mean, it'd be the quickest way for him to go about it, I think.
Yeah, I can see that.
Alright, both of our runners in the air, and the race is on, and here comes Chanigan on the backstretch.
I was not expecting a country song tonight. Now you got that song in my head. Curse you, Canuck! Curse you!
Looks like Deadpulse has found the poison elemental skill because his thing's lit up. Oh, that's not a very good grind tile. So hags.
Ugh. No, it is not.
Question in chat: what are the more difficult squares to complete? Normally, the ones with defeat the fiends, because you need to find the key items to get into those fiends. And then defeat Lich with Quake, defeat Tiamat with Bane. Like, those are 6% chances. 3%, 6%. So the hardest squares would probably be defeating the fiends with spells, I would say. But then again, sometimes defeating 3 dragons or defeating 3 of an enemy doesn't always go easy.
That is true.
Alright, whatever runners in the air, Deadpulse and Chanigan. Chanigan looks like he is heading for Cardi Isles. Looks like he wants to get some chests. I think he wants money for that crown.
Yeah, I can see that. That's most of it right there.
Because when I run these, I don't check chests. Like, I barely check chests. If I check 20 chests out of the whole game, I'd be surprised.
Oh, you're a lot better at that than I am. I'm too seduced by the lure of loot.
Okay, we got a fishy tile here. That's a lot of fish right there.
I was gonna say the good news on that is if you picked up Lit 3 over in Elfland, then that's not too bad to use on those guys. If you have level 3 charges, that is.
Oh, Deadpulse checking the armor. He finds an Opal +1, and he can use that. Use only blessed equipment, so that's good right there. And there's his crown money.
Yeah.
So both of our runners have crown money now, which Chanigan is buying right away. I like this play by Chanigan, buying the crown as soon as possible and checking it, because you want to get all the key items you need first. Like, you don't want to be really checking boxes, because you got a black belt, you're just going to punch stuff into oblivion anyway, so weapons don't matter. Your mages don't have to swing a thing. Really. And I mean, with the stats on Topher, you can get by probably without any armor at all, so...
Yeah.
That's why I find checking boxes in this seed really isn't beneficial. And Astos is going to give us what? The canoe! So now the entire world is open.
Yep.
So Chanigan has a slight advantage right now, but we'll see what Deadpulse wants to do. He lost us to black mages, so... See, both of these runners are still needing to find a grind tile, though. That's the main thing they need to find right now.
Right.
Because, I mean, if you don't get your black belt online early, it might make some of your dives a little bit tougher. Because when you do a black belt comp, you're depending on your black belt to do all the heavy lifting. Your mages are just there for support. They're not there to take hits or anything. So you're not really going to get a lot of levels on your mages.
Yeah. And unfortunately for Deadpulse, the grind tiles in Volcano were not terribly impressive.
Yeah, see, we don't have the key yet, so you can't check all the grind tiles in Topher in Northwest Castle. So, and we know Earth Cave was no good for grind tiles. So, I wonder if Ice Cave is going to hold the key, because there's 5 trap tiles down there.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like Chanigan's heading into the waterfall. Of course, there's a potential grind tile there as well as the key item check.
And level 5 white magic. There is Exit. That is a big spell right there.
Yeah, that is definitely good to have.
And Warp at level 5. But, oh, it's promotion locked.
Uh-oh.
But our runners do have the tail, and they have the airship. But when you're doing a black belt seed, you don't want to class change early. You want to class change after you grind. Because your black belt gains 4 magic defense per level. The master only gains 1. So if you class change and then grind your black belt, your magic defense is not going to be as high as if you didn't.
Right. I find it interesting Deadpulse now in the Hall of Giants. I wonder if he's going to go ahead and walk it, because that is one of the tiles that he has to do. So
well, it's not a bad idea, because if you grind the tiles as you go, you're going to get a plethora of levels.
Yeah.
It's going to make your dives easier. So I like this play by Deadpulse too. He does have to complete the square. Gus, they might be. We don't know what their second row is. But I'm thinking right about now, I would think Deadpulse is going to take that TLBR to diagonal. Because it looks like that's what he's trying to fill out. But they could pick any row. I mean, with a black belt, hit level 50, that's pretty easy if you find the right tile.
Yeah. My thought would be, yeah, I think Deadpulse may be going for that diagonal, but he's equally poised to go either the diagonal or row 4.
Yeah, well, he's walking the Hall of Giants. Because he could do row 3, too, because he's going to hit level 30 on the black belt, and he's got to hit up the waterfall anyway.
Yeah.
See, Chanigan's in the waterfall, but he didn't go save above. So that leads me to believe he's already picked his lines. And I'm pretty sure he's picked his lines already.
Yeah, that makes sense. This mage fighter tile is a pretty good grind tile. It's not the best in the world, but it's far, far from being the worst.
Yeah, this tile wouldn't be bad. I mean, the black belt's got the massa, so he's going to be taking them out in one shot anyway, until he's ready to punch. So, I think Chanigan might have found his grind.
DVS pointing out that he is out of magic. That is true.
There's our rod, so that's going to open up 2 squares. And that is a required item for both our runners, so...
Yep.
So that's going to make that diagonal even more promising now, because you got the rod, you got Quake. I mean, you know, you're all over it.
Yeah, it's worth noting also, Deadpulse is going ahead and diving Earth, but it does not have the rod, so I
Well,
guess he's hoping, I would presume, that the rod is in Earth, although I'm honestly not sure if that's actually incentivized or not in this one.
yes, it is.
Okay. So yeah, he's hoping to not have to do the double dip. But unfortunately for him, we already know that the double dip, well, not double dip is required. I mean, I guess it is for him now, but that waterfall has the rod.
Yeah, that waterfall is... It's not really required, the rod, because like you said, you can Quake Glitch too. But I mean, with the rows, if he's going to do row 4 and the other guy's doing the diagonal, I mean, you might as well click off 2 squares at once.
Right. Alright, looks like Deadpulse is visiting the Bat Party room. I have to admit, whenever I saw that tile, I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, wait, which room are we talking about? But yeah, that one.
Okay, it looks like Chanigan is going to save in the lake north of the waterfall. Spoilers to the bingo card. So it looks like he might be going for row 3 as well, because he's going to hit 30 with the black belt. And he can walk the Hall of Giants easy enough, so I think he might be going row 3 as well.
Interesting. I had not even noticed that was a tile. I was sitting here for a minute going, wait, why would you do that? And then I saw it pointed out.
Yeah, because I think that would be, row 3 would be good, because he can walk the Hall of Giants and Earth, and I mean, with a black belt grind, you're definitely going over 30 anyway.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, he's got Brack. He just needs his Oxy Ale. Really, he's missing his Oxy Ale right now. Because you can't get... Unless he's thinking about Brack and Kraken too. But yeah, I don't know about that one.
Well, he used that money that he got to pick up the crown. So we'll see him go ahead and turn that in. And grab the canoe.
Looks like he's heading into ice now. Looks like he wants to check the grind tiles out in here, I would think. Meanwhile, we got Deadpulse heading for the crown.
Yeah, it's understandable going after the grind tiles here, especially because, like you mentioned, they're both looking for a good grind because it is a black belt seed. And the best one we found so far is that Mage Fighter tile and Waterfall, and it can still be a little sticky, so you want to try to find, ideally, an eye grind, but certainly something that's a little bit less sticky than a Mage Fighter.
Question in chat for Chan's default quest, he has to get some key items first. Yes, Gustavek, they do need key items, because in order to get the Kraken, you need the Oxy Ale. In order to get the Tiamat, you need the Chime and the Cube. So, and you need the loot and the key to do Topher. So basically, they still have to check key items, but once they get the key items they need, then they'll probably stop checking incentives, I would think, at this point.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Right now, we got Deadpulse heading through Volcano, because Volcano isn't set... Oh, boy. Here we go. If these Sarias are nothing dangerous... Oh, and they're weak, too. They're quad-exable. Oh, the grind is on.
I was going to say, yeah, therein you probably see a kinder grind than... Oh, yeah, and Chanigan's committing to it.
Yeah, he has to. He doesn't have a choice. I mean, they're weak. It's the right time to do it. I mean, he's got the Massa until the Black Belt can punch. And once the Black Belt's level 42 or 32, I'd say 42 he's going to go. Maybe even 50. You ain't stopping it.
Yeah. The Black Belt becomes a walking instrument of death at that point.
At level 50, with his magic defense, they would never hit him with a nasty spell to save their lives. He is going to have all 9s for HP, so they better have a lot of spells on them. I mean, a level 50 Black Belt, that's probably harder to kill than... I don't know how to... I don't even know what to compare it to.
Ozma, maybe? Ruby weapon?
He's just going to punch, and he's just going to destroy all of reality.
Oh. So that would put him in the ranks of, like, Ultimecia, bending time.
The only thing here is I like in chat DVS. He is going to have a hard time danding his characters on these Sarias because they're not hitting for very much at all.
True.
So I'd almost try to find an off-tile encounter at this point and hope you get something.
I am curious. I didn't notice. Did Chanigan de-equip the armor on all of his mages before he did this, or did he just sort of run into it?
I never checked, but well, I don't know what Deadpulse got in the volcano. Looks like he got the slab.
The volcano item was the Oxyale.
Is that picture the Oxyale? I see he's got the slab. Either way, I mean, the slab was an earth? Okay, perfect. So, you gotta grind your black belt on this. That's all there is to it. So Chanigan's going to be in this grind for, I would say, another, I'm going to say 5 to 6 minutes, depending how long it takes him to dan the characters. So it's going to be interesting to see what Deadpulse is deciding to do. He is going to Lefane to check the key item here, because he does need the Oxyale. So if his Oxyale is here, he could be in good luck. And I don't think we found the key yet, have we?
I have not seen it.
So yeah, Deadpulse is still looking for the Oxyale and the key at this point in time. So let's see what the Loompa people have. Well, there's the chime.
Yep.
Not something he needs, but...
Yeah, I was going to say, that's half your entry into... Or that's your entry into Mirage, if not into Sky.
I'd almost be tempted at this point if I was Deadpulse just to reset out. Because he doesn't need the chime. Because he's not going to be going near Sky. Not with the lines I see.
Yeah.
Because there's only defeat Tiamat 1. That's the only one you'd need the chime in the cube for. And I mean, he's not gonna, unless he's planning to do row 5 too. DVS is right. Sky is incentivized. I've had a canoe there a couple of times. It's not fun.
Oh, cool. That sounds ugly. Well, while Deadpulse is running around and Chanigan is busy with his grind, first off, I want to say thank you all for joining us on RPG Limit Break today. I hope you guys are having a great Tuesday evening so far with us. Also wanted to give a shout out to the runners. Go follow Chanigan and Deadpulse. They are both fantastic runners of this game. They very much deserve follows and all the love that you can give them. And also, thank you to Hanger Canuck for putting up with me in the chat, and to Rock Solid for keeping our heads on straight with the tracking, and Demon Frog for putting all this on the webs and making it all happen for us. So much appreciated to all of you guys.
Maybe commands don't work on this one. Oh no, there it is.
Alright, looks like Chanigan has gotten everybody but the black belt dead, so it's time to do some mossing for a while that black belt coasts into superhuman levels.
He is doing his grind here, but a weird fact is that black belt, like, the game checks morale on the enemies. So the higher this black belt gets, the more chance those Sarias are going to start running away. So when I do my grind, I like to put my black belt in the 3rd or 4th slot, because that doesn't get checked. So enemies will virtually never run away.
Interesting. I was not aware of that. I knew that morale checking was a thing, because that comes kind of part and parcel with the black belt. It's part of why you want to grind the black belt so darn high. But I was not aware that was slot dependent.
Because if you see a puffed up aerobics instructor like that coming at you, I'm running too.
Yeah, well, hey, I mean, as the translation goes, he was a bodybuilder who left his gym or something of that ilk.
We got a question. What are the bingo rules for this race? Code Gorilla. They have to complete 2 lines. 1 line is picked by their opponent, and 1 line is one of their choosing. So as you can see, the green poker chip under column 2, that's the line Deadpulse has to complete. But he can pick any other line on the card. As the purple one for Chanigan is row 5, he has to do that row. but his second row can be anyone. Then once they have those 2 rows complete, they can go kill Chaos. Because you don't need the orbs. Chaos is completely open. Like, you can go into Topher right now if you have the loot and the key. Because you can fill squares in Topher, in case you're wondering. The squares only have to... You can only not pull Chaos. You can go all the way to Chaos without your squares checked, but you can't pull Chaos till you have your squares. Yeah, this grind's tight on Sarius. I mean, if he's 32, he can throw that Massa away now. Yeah, he'll definitely be doing more punching than with the Massa at this point. So we'll see if he unequips it. No. Oh, he's stopping at 32. I don't like this play, to be quite honest, but I understand where he's coming from. Because a level 32 black belt is still going to destroy stuff.
Rock Solid the Oxyale was the incentive item in Volcano.
Sir, 32 is enough. I mean, he does have fast and temper, I guess you could say. But I mean, on a grind like that, make it safe. Take the extra, 2 minutes to get 10 more levels, make him 42, and then just devastate. Then there's no hope of anything going wrong. 32 was okay with fast, but the magic defense isn't high. So, I mean, if one of the fiends pulls out a Bane spell, you got a good chance of going down at 32 compared to 42. Yes, you gotta go fast, I agree. But if you go down 32 and get baned, you're gonna have to go all the way through it again. But if you go down 42, the odds of you getting baned are slim to none.
Well, I guess it'll be interesting to see if Chanigan's decision works out. You mentioned some pretty good merits on chat's mentioning merits on both sides too. So yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting. I admit when I do my black belt stuff, I will generally take it as high as I can just because I'm not all that good at it, and I need all the punching power I can get. So yeah, I take it as high as I can get, but that's mostly due to my relatively rookie status and not having all the strategies down to be able to deal with various contingencies.
Yeah, but it also depends on the grind tile you find as well. So
sure, yeah.
So Deadpulse is heading to the Kraken, so he has the Brack Kraken, so it's going to be a good time to get this done. And then that's just going to leave him Lich, Tiamat, and Carry. So he has to defeat all 4 fiends, if he wants to do that line, I guess. But I think he's probably going to hit 30, save at the waterfall. No, but he was already at the waterfall. This is interesting. I wonder what line he is going for. Yep, we have a stolen black belt on Deadpulse's side. Alright, now Chanigan's got his grind. All he needs is his key items, and then he can start filling out his squares. So this is going to be a good go. It's going to be a good race still. It's anybody's call here.
Oh, absolutely. I'll be interested to see how many bracks it takes for Deadpulse to take Kraken down.
I'm going to say 4. 1, 2... Chanigan heading, making his way to a volcano. Here comes Brack number 3. No good. Here comes Brack number 4, and bing. Oh, no. I'm sorry.
Nice try, though.
Here comes attempt 5. There, attempt number 5.
Well, you were awfully close on that one, too.
Alright, looks like he's going to restock on his potions and stuff. And he did get the rod. So I would say Deadpulse's next go is going to be Lich. and then buy one of everything at the caravan. Then he's gonna find his grind.
Yeah, makes sense.
Now he's going for the waterfall. Oh, he doesn't have soft. Ooh, so his black belt's gonna be stolen for a while. Not that it matters a whole pile. Gust of Effect, no, not all damage dealt has to be Brack, but you do have to finish cracking off with Brack. So, but since Brack's an insta-kill, there's no sense in doing any more damage. Brack's gonna kill him anyway. But if you wanted to weaken him out, you could throw a nuke as long as Brack is the spell that does the killing.
Meanwhile, Chanigan is taking on Carrie and is going to make short work of said fiend because, yeah, you have a very powerful black belt, and down she goes.
This is another reason I would have taken the black belt to 42, because the black belt had a malice on him of minus strength. So he's not going to be as powerful as he should be. Yes, Gustak, you're right. Alright, Chanigan entering the Lich. Oh, I thought Strength did. Oh, maybe. Okay. See, folks, no matter how much you play this game, you are going to learn something every time. So get in on it. Get in on it now. It's a great game. Especially randomized.
Absolutely. I had heard that before, but I think I'd only heard it once, and I hadn't really internalized it, I guess.
So we got Deadpulse in ice, and Chanigan is walking this hall here. So he will have one line complete, and then it's just a matter of Quaking Lich and defeating Tiamat. So Chanigan still needs to chime into cube, so he's still got some running around to do. But he does have his grind done, so he is ahead of Deadpulse at this point. But I think Deadpulse is about to find the Saria tile, and I think it's going to be go time for him as well.
Oh yeah, I'd imagine so. Especially since both of them do have that Masa.
Yeah, exactly. Stats are a suggestion, like Intellect. Intellect does nothing for you in this game. Absolutely nothing. Your fighter can be dumb as a post, and he's still going to cast Fade at the same level as a White Mage. Yeah, in this flag set, depending on what your spells lie, I think I like to leave my mages about mid-20s. That's about it. But yeah, these things are quad-Xable. Yeah, I think Deadpulse has failed his grind. Buckeye Nut, yes, they do have Quake, it was level 3. And they have Brack, which was level 4. So they do have the spells needed to finish this. Yeah, I think Quake was 3.
Yeah, I'm going to look back at our lovely tracker notes. Yes, Quake was level 3. It was one of the 3... Or, well, actually, all of the level 3 spells were important, because you had Temper and then Ice and Lit 3, so... Well, at least pseudo-important, I suppose, in the case of the Elemental Sweepers.
Yeah, like, these defeat Tiamat with Bane, and these defeat the Fiends with the spells. If these spells roll high and require class change, it can be quite the difficult squares to get.
Interestingly, it's worth noting, Deadpulse took that Saria tile a couple of times, and then decided he was good. He went ahead and jetted on to get the item.
That's an interesting choice, unless he figures because he's got the Massa. Or maybe he just wants to check what the item is, and he's just going to go back. Because he doesn't have Warp. No,
yeah.
One.
Huh.
And meanwhile, we have Chanigan about to try to Quake Lich here.
Alright, let's see.
2 squares.
See how many cakes it takes to bake Lich.
Oh, it's 2. Meanwhile, Deadpulse is in Gaia now, but I do believe... Do we have the bottle? We do.
Yes.
So we're about to see what the bottle gives us. Beowulf, yes it can. any kill a fiend can be done in Topher as well as normally.
And there's your key. It was the bottle turn-in.
Okay, there you go. So that opens up Canaria key locked and a lot more grind tiles for Deadpulse.
Mm-hmm.
So this could be good. Meanwhile, Chanigan's still trying to quake Lich, but Lich is being stubborn.
Yeah. Lich is giving him a hard time. That's been... I'm not even sure how many cakes at this point. It's down to 1.
He's down to 3.
Yeah.
Okay, now he's down to 2. Now he's down to 1.
Oh, dear.
This is it, folks. It's all on this, or he's going to have to reset. No.
And womp womp.
Yeah, he's not too happy. There's the reset.
Yep.
That's the bad RNG they can give you.
Yup.
Meanwhile, Deadpulse checking out the tiles in Topher. Gray Shark tiles not to his liking, so he's probably going to move on to... He's looking for his 3-eye grind tile. Or Agama's, but I mean, that Saria tile was the one.
Yeah, that was definitely pretty good, and given that the bottle ended up being so valuable, it was something that you found on the way, so...
We still haven't come across the cube yet, but Deadpulse can check Canaria treasure locked. So... Frost Giants and Frost Wolves? Probably not good for a black belt grind.
No, not particularly. That would take quite a while for a black belt. You know, even a good black belt to take down all of those. So yeah, that's not the best idea.
Yeah, plus Deadpulse still needs to find that cube so we can finish off Tiamat. Chimera's aren't a bad tile, but it's not something I'd grind on. Oh, you could, I guess. Looks like that's what Deadpulse is gonna do.
Yep. Yeah, he's chosen that one. I guess using the elemental spells to try to get them down, and then get some levels on his mages as well as the black belt.
Well, his mages are high enough. I mean, his mages are mid-20s. He's got all the spells he needs. I mean, I'd be dropping the mages like bad habits right now.
Yeah, the fact that he's got the white mage at first position there indicates that that's at least somewhat what he's trying to do, I think. Although, yeah, I mean, that looks like that is what he's doing right now. Or he could be going kind of the pseudo-white samurai? No, okay, he moved the black belt down to 4, so...
Yeah, and also he might be trying to get that white mage just a couple more levels to push it over 400 HP. So in case a max level nuke comes out, they can survive.
Right.
And here's Chanigan's second shot at Quake and Lich. Let's hope for better RNG this time. Down the
Much better RNG this time. Oh my goodness.
Alright, so... Chanigan didn't light up to defeat Lich Square, though. So we'll see what he's gonna do from here. While Deadpulse is grinding these, but they hit... Oh, and down he goes!
Oh, no.
Well, he did save, though. He did save, so he's okay.
Yeah, that's good. He's got that grind at a pretty redeemable spot, so kind of wipe your brow on that one.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see. Looks like he's trying to keep a black mage alive for a little bit here. Maybe just a punching bit. Well, not so much for that idea. Oh, yeah. Are they ever hitting hard? Ooh, babe.
Yeah, the punching bag that went down real fast.
Yeah, he better go and save. Oh, look at that experience, though. I mean, after 2 or 3 fights, he's going to be perfect. Saracen, I was not paying attention, to be honest. But I don't know if he did.
I mean, that sort of thing, that would be a little tricky. I mean, at least personally, what I would do if I had that square is anytime I got into a town, I would be, if I could, I
But I
think
mean,
sell that sort of thing. But
right now, I don't think he's going to use it anyway.
yeah,
Deadpulse. So I think if he uses a cabin or house, I think he's actually going to be okay. Because he's not going for that line anyway. He's got... once he hits level 30, he'll have that line complete, and then all he's got to do is Quake Lich, and he's done, right? Then he can go in the Topher. So I don't... He's switching up here. I think he's going for the Grey Sharks all of a sudden. Because they seem to be less dangerous than the Chimera were.
yeah, they certainly don't hit nearly as hard. Yeah, I get a fair bit of experience there.
And he has completed a line. So both of our runners have one line complete. And Chanigan is one square away from bingo. And... no, Chanigan's 2 squares away. And Deadpulse is 1 square away. After the grind, all Deadpulse gonna do is Quake Lich, and he is good to go.
Yeah. You figure, I mean, it looks like given that Deadpulse is going after the Gershart tile, I think he might be taking his up to 32 also, and then that may be curtains for his.
Yeah, I think he might decide to Quake Lich too in this situation. Yeah, that cube could be Canaria Keylock too, though. We haven't seen that yet, I don't think.
That's true.
And Sky still has an incentivized item, but we know that's not going to be the cube, because that's going to have to be something else, because the cube can't be locked up there. So I have a feeling this Canaria Keylock is going to be what leads to the cube, or the cube. If anybody ever checks it.
Yeah, it looks like Deadpulse took his grind up to about 34, and is going to take it from there. And we'll get to see on Chanigan's side what that Canaria Keylocked item is. So, Canuck, are your crazy mental powers going to work again?
My spidey sense is tingling. Oh, we forgot about the ruby.
Well, I mean, it could still lead to the cube.
It can lead to the cube, yes, it can. But I think Deadpulse has got a firm lead here. I think he's just... what's he doing here?
Taking up.
Oh, there might have been no heals for sale in Canaria. I've seen that before.
Yeah, that's
That happens.
That's a rough feeling, especially if you're getting ready to, say, dive Topher, and you go to Canaria to stock up that last second, and then you realize, oh, crap.
Oh, wah, wah. That was the...
Uh-oh. It's a dude!
So where's this cube sitting? Gotta be Ordeals. Has to.
Yeah, that's what DBS was saying, TNT to cube.
No, I'd say Ordeals is cube, and then the TNT is gonna be in Sky. Deadpulse scene. I don't know what Deadpulse scene. I don't remember. He clicked the square quick. He might have seen Stinger somewhere. Oh, Brack. That's right.
So, just as a little bit of clarification, just for my own sake, honestly, when it says talking about seeing a poison element, I assume you see it used against you?
Yes, it doesn't have to hit, as long as you see it.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was seeing it in terms of it being used against you, or seeing it in terms of, oh, hey, it's in a shop. I saw it.
No, it has to be casted on you. It doesn't have to. Oh, look at this tile.
The eye grind is in Topher. How about that?
You know, and people never tink to check that tile either until the end of the game. And I mean, something like this would have been ideal early, but anyway,
Yeah.
Deadpulse is going with the Quake Lich 1 and then hoping to finish it off all in one dive. Meanwhile, Chanigan is in Ordeals, which will probably lead to his cube. And then he'll have to go defeat Tiamat, and then he'll be on his way. Reese, I've had it hard to find. I've had to get it in Topher. Off of Lich 1, actually. Oh, one starting.
Oh dear. Yep. Well, I was gonna say, well played, well played.
So Chanigan having a little trouble here with the pillars. These pillars are randomized, so any pillar can take you to any specific location. But if you have warp, you can actually cheat the system. If the pillar doesn't take you where you want it to go, if you use warp, it'll take you back to the previous pillar. So.
Also, I have to give a badum-tish to the follow-up on that joke.
Because Deadpulse doesn't have to kill Tia 1. All he has to do is defeat Lich with Quake.
Yep, he's finished up row 3, and he has to finish up column 2, so...
Deadpulse is green. Alright, how many times is it going to take to Quake the Lich? 1... 2... 3... It's coming out with Lightning 2, not too much to worry about there. The longer this goes on, though, the more Lich can pull out something dangerous.
Oh, there's the TNT, just like DVS suggested.
Okay, spoiler alert, Quake's gonna work this time. Nope, okay, next time, for sure, then. Spoiler alert.
Quit spoiling things!
Okay, and that is 2 lines for Deadpulse at 53 minutes and 40 seconds. He can now go on to beat up the big guy. Okay. You know, I don't even know where those hint guys are at. So if I ever get that square, I'm probably frigged. Because I don't know where 5 of them are.
I think the only one I know of is the old man in Canaria. I don't remember ever having played with I've played with the hint tiles turned on, but I've not really had the chance to test them out and find where they are. Oh, looks like Deadpulse had a pretty easy time of carry too, so moves on to the seafloor of Topher, and we'll see if Kraken is the gatekeeper that we all know and love.
Well, with a black belt and fast, I'm pretty sure Kraken's only going to get one shot at this.
Yeah. We'll just have to see how effective that shot is.
Yeah, use only cursed weapons and using only blessed equipment. If you do not equip a single thing, you can use both. But since equipment counts as weapons as well, if you equip a blessed weapon, you'll have to lose the other square. Shamel, hopefully that will never happen, because you would be so much in trouble.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
Meanwhile, we are quad-Xing Kraken here. Chanigan is finally in Sky, so he will be able to complete his next square, because he does have a row, so this is the last thing he needs to do, but he still hasn't seen a poison element, though. So that's not good. Alright, meanwhile, Deadpulse just gaining more levels here, making his black belt more and more dangerous heading down. That is correct, Reese. If it's got no plus or minus, don't even look at it, because it's going to kill some squares.
Ooh.
Alright, let's see what Tiamat 2 has to offer besides a quick going down here. Oh, gets off fast on the black belt. Black belt punches. 10 hits, 517. Tiamat's got some defense on him. Oh, bye, Pulse.
Yep. Goodbye, Black Mage.
No fast for you, Hope. No fast for you. Ooh, he nearly took a dead, too. Meanwhile, that Mazmoon in the hands of a white mage isn't very deadly. Alright, Chanigan has pulled Tiamat 1. I can't expect this fight to last very long.
No, I imagine not. Not with the power that Chanigan has at his disposal.
Meanwhile, Deadpulse is on Chaos's floor. About to pull Chaos. Has all 4 Light Warriors alive and well. One can only stand to think. Chaos doesn't have anything deadly. It's just going to be a short fight. Fast and temper strats here. Chaos with a Lightning 2, not really going to be very effective. Mazza swing, 3 hit 72, not bad. Tempering up the black belt. Toby, those Fists of Fury for 1446.
Yeah, this fight's going to be unreal.
Chaos can only have a max of 4,000 because the enemy stats are only 200%, so I say another punch and this one's going to be in the bag. No, 1,100, 2,500, 2,600, so Chaos is hanging in there. Chaos was hanging in there. Get your GGs out in chat for Deadpulse, finishing with a time of... Let me check the race room. $59.20.
Alright, so GG's Deadpulse, and hopefully we will be able to get him in chat shortly to have ourselves a good old discussion here about the vagaries of the race.
Okay, Chanigan isn't Topher, but I don't see him with his next line. Oh, there it is, it's clicked now. I guess the Gas Dragons have something bad, do they?
I'm not sure, but we are joined in chat by our first race manager, Deadpulse. GG Deadpulse.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, so Chanigan has finished his second line as well. And the Gas Dragons have Brack, so Toot is now made of stone, which kind of suits him, I guess.
So Deadpulse, what were your thoughts on the seed as a whole?
It was kind of interesting. I mean, all the key items kind of just seemed in random locations. There was no real flow to it, so it may have looked like I was frantically running around with my head cut off, and because that was the case.
Understandable. What did you think about what Chanigan's seeing on screen right now with the eye tile being in the middle of Topher?
I saw that, and I'm like, I just laughed. Obviously, well, it's nice because if I failed at Topher, I mean, I went in, sub 42, which is always scary. But I knew that if I wiped out of it, I could always just grind there and continue on.
So why did you leave the Saria grind early?
I was nervous about what the key item was, and I didn't want to. It's in a bad spot. I didn't have warp because it was promotion locked, so I only had exit. So if I wanted to get the key item and get out quickly, I was going to have to keep my white mage alive, and they didn't look like they were doing too much damage, so it would have taken too long for me to kill them off.
Cool. Meanwhile, Chanigan is coming up on Lich 1, or Lich 2, sorry. Ooh, Grey Medusa's hitting like absolute trucks when you have no armor on, I guess.
Yeah,
took
fair
out
enough.
For close to 250.
Yeah, that's no fun at all.
Unrunnable Earth. That's always going to be fun. Toot taking a pounding again, as usual. I don't know what the enemy's got against Toot, but they're having fun beating on him. But Whoop at level 37, the black belt's going to make short work of it all. So, Deadpulse, when did you decide your second line? Did you just start it? Did you decide right away, or did you see what you could fill in first?
I had kind of two options from the beginning. Either it was going to be row 3, if I could find I mean, that was going to be the default line because obviously I'm going to have a character above level 30 and the rest of it is, pretty semantic. If that wasn't the case, and I could get 3 easy dragons, I was thinking about doing column 1.
Cool. Chanigan is now on carry floor, so I mean, with a level 40-some, with a level 30-some black belt, I mean, unless something desperately goes wrong, I can't see him not finishing this out.
So, Deadpulse, if I'm reading the challenge correctly, I believe this was your first match of the Winter Dab?
That's correct.
So, what have you thought of the format so far? I admit I hadn't seen a whole lot of it before coming into the comms booth tonight, so I'm sort of getting first impressions myself.
Somebody needs to throw a parade for whoever came up with Dab, because it is magnificent on every level.
Yeah, it's
that one.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I think they were, when I look back at the rules document, or one of the documents in terms of doing my homework earlier, they were mentioning that it had only really been used in a couple of the Iron Gall matches before that.
Yeah, Caleb took me on in a Dab Iron Gall match and whooped me pretty good.
Well, hey, just think of it as practice for this one.
Well, the Wissahags had poison, so there's your poison elemental skill if you really needed it. Meanwhile, Chanigan is about to pull the 8-tentacled squid. He's going to fast that white mage holding a massa. Anybody holding a massa is dangerous.
And to also bounce off of chat, yes, you should absolutely take the plunge and start playing Final Fantasy Randomizer. It is a great game. The Duckling Derby that you were mentioning earlier, yes, we did just conclude our Duckling Derby in January, but there will be another one in the summer, and there will be plenty of good competition in it. I will make my 4th attempt to be something other than a duckling during that derby. But it's a lot of fun. Whether you know a lot about the game or not much at all or somewhere in between, it is fantastic. So, yes, definitely come join us. We would be very happy to have you.
Yeah, I mean, you can join the Discord, and there's a bunch of people. Anybody's willing to help you get started, show you how to start, show you an easy seed, take you through the game. I mean, it's no problem at all. Like, you can ask any question you want on the Discord, and someone's going to pipe up the answer within a quick time, because our Discord is actually really, really active.
Yeah. And to wit on your mention that your first RPG was the original Final Fantasy, I think it was mine too. Either that or the original Dragon Warrior, right around the same time. So don't worry, we both old folks.
Dragon Warrior 1 was my first. I can remember playing it for the first time. My mother rented it for me. I left the first town, hit a red slime, couldn't beat him, and it was like, I quit because I couldn't get any further.
Oh no.
But anyway, Chanigan is at Chaos. Everybody's rooting Tudor down, but... So he's going with Soup and Whoop. Gonna fast up Whoop and just punch away here, so... Well, bye Soup. Looks like it's whole day in Prey, but I don't think there's gonna be much praying here. 1200, 1100, Chaos with a Puny Lightning 2... Puny attack, and get your GGs out in chat for Chanigan.
GG's Chanigan finishing. Looks like with the time about 1 hour, just under 1 hour, 6 minutes. I don't have the race time room up, so I can't give you precise.
1 hour, 6 minutes, 59 seconds, and 0.7 thousandths of a second. Guess we'll go that accurate. But I also don't know what I'm talking about, so don't listen to me.
That's quite all right.
Phil Collins with a black belt over level 32, closer to 42, everything just melts. GG, Chanigan? Is that you?
Yep. Thank you.
Solid time, 106. So, what do you think about that? What do you think you on the most?
I should have gone with my first guts and give Deadpulse Row 5. I saw the 3 fiends. I was like, it could be nice if any of the key items are last location. Hint, hint. And instead I went, Brack and Quake could be level 7 Brack. So I just, why not?
Chanigan, if it makes you feel any better, I had the exact response, except in reverse. Like, oh man, column 2 would have been great to give him.
I expected someone to go with row 4.
Row 4 was in my mind just because they're level 50 and lack of eyes, if I could say that. Yeah, that was a good seed. I'm happy with it, even though I didn't win. Still a solid run.
Yeah, you both ran this seed very, very well. I mean, Deadpulse was in the air probably maybe 5 minutes before you were, Chanigan, so you lost the time looking for that cube, though. That cube being in last place is what hurt.
Yeah.
Where was that cube, anyways?
I think it was buried behind Ordeals.
It's behind TNT.
Yeah, it was behind TNT at Ordeals.
So yeah, that was pretty much the nail in the coffin right there.
Yeah, as soon as I noticed that it was the last location, I was like, oh man, I'm losing so much time because of that. But oh well. Fun seed overall, GG Deadpulse.
Yeah, Chanigan, I was a little frightened of you coming into this match because of our little practice that you beat me.
I beat you by what, 1.2 seconds, something like that.
A W is a W.
It's a tie. It's a tie.
Well, I got to admit that would have been something I wish I'd seen, because and there's really nothing I think more thrilling than watching a race like that, and it's pretty much literally a photo finish.
So Deadpulse, you move on to round 3. And you're going to get the winner of me or J-Man.
Oh, interesting.
I was going to say, well, it looks like in order to do that, though, Deadpulse, you have to beat Zero Cool first, so...
Well, we're probably not going to get to meet then.
Yeah, no, I'm probably not going to get past J-Man, so I was just saying just to keep the conversation going, but yeah.
Well, the good news is, even though Chanigan, you weren't able to triumph this time, you are still in the brackets. So I'm sitting here looking at the challenge, trying to see where you'd go. I'm not quite sure at the moment, but
I think I'm against Xenobian.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look a little more at it, but yeah, it looks like okay. Yeah, I see that now. So yeah, you still got some fight left in you.
Yeah.
I think you're obviously you're going to do well. You guys are all doing really well on this. I think I would just throw up my hands at the first bingo card I saw, and then probably run around screaming for an hour. So y'all definitely have the advantage of me on that.
Well, it's like I maintain it. No matter who you hit in this tournament, there's no easy path. All the names in this tournament, all the runners could very well take it all.
So yeah, prepare for a loser bracket comeback.
Let's do it then. I'll meet you in the final.
Yeah, everybody loves a Cinderella story.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we'll get some final thoughts here. We'll go with our winner first, Deadpulse, who finished with a time of 59:20. Any final thoughts on this seed?
I'm just very glad that Cube was that deep, because Chanigan had me dead to rights if that wasn't the case. So, I mean, really good game. Chanigan, I look forward to facing you again in the future.
And Chanigan, same question, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for the run. It was very fun, and too bad the queue was last location, but I know I can beat Deadpulse in a bingo at least. But that was fun. Yeah, I had fun. Can't wait for my next match. And good luck, Deadpulse, on the winner bracket. So yeah.
All right. Well, I am the Hangry Canuck, and I have nothing else to say, so I will let my co-commentator Karan take us home.
Alrighty. Well, first off, thank you guys for joining us this evening. Thank you to RPG Limit Break for letting us steal their channel for the evening. I hope you guys have had a lot of fun. It has certainly been very entertaining for me. So make sure follow our runners Chanigan and Deadpulse. You get the links there in chat. Also, make sure to follow Hangry Canuck. Follow the lovely folks who have helped us out with this stream tonight, and go to the Discord. And Rock Solid doing the tracking, Demon Frog doing the restreaming, and I'm just taking up space. So do whatever you like with me. But thank you guys. I hope you all have a great rest of your Tuesday evening. Make sure to tune in for the rest of the week, because we will keep having Winter Dab matches throughout the week and beyond. It is going to be a lot of fun. It is extremely entertaining, and hopefully you guys are looking forward to it as much as I am. So thank you all. Have a great rest of your Tuesday night, and hopefully we will see y'all around.